Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Formula for Speed. I'm your host, Chad. This is my lovely co-host, mysterious one. They call her the Babyface. Please say hello, Babyface.
Hello!
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Let me just get this out the way. If you did not watch this race,
or if you left the race before it ended,
the so-called fans who say Formula One's now boring, right? It
wasn't boring in the last 2 to 3 laps.
Babyface, it always confuses me when people say that. Because I look at some of these comments and people are saying Mercedes is winning too much, it's so boring. To me, it's such a slight at the midfield guys who are putting on such a good show.
I have 2 opinions on that. One, the midfield is very exciting. And if you think it's boring, you must not be paying attention to what's going on in the middle, because McLaren, Racing Point, Renault, AlphaTauri, there's so much going on in the middle that makes it exciting, even when, the winner out front is leading the lap for all the laps of the circuit. But further, the ones that say, and mind you, I was someone that has said, I want more competition in the front, which is why I was so angry when Ferrari completely fell apart. And when Leclerc first came on, I was like, Leclerc can bring it to Mercedes, that he can't. I want to see competition. I want to see, and I'm a Mercedes fan, but I want to see competition. I want that nail biting, because that makes it exciting.
Right.
But if you've watched any other sport, you're going to have some games or races or anything, championships, that are pretty straightforward. You have some that are exciting and keep you at the edge of your seat, but it's sport. This is real life. These are people that get in a car and with their sheer talent and skill try to win it. This is not reality television, which is engineered and manufactured to give you optimal entertainment with every season or every episode. This is real life. This is people that are getting in to perform. And so if you expect nail biting every single race, I'd be worried that it's manufactured, because that's just not real life. If you get up every day and every day of your life is a nail biting situation, I'd be worried about you.
I'm going to tell you, that's a good point. Some of the comments I responded to or replied to on the F1 site, the guy was kind of, I've seen people putting, well, oh my God, it's too winning. Formula One's boring now. I'm like, so did you forget when arguably the best team of all time?
You sound just like...
Hold on, let me finish. Senna and Prost raced the MP4 in 88. You guys were saying the Mercedes was a whole second faster, right? The MP4 in 88, when Senna and Prost drove it, was 3.5 to 4 seconds faster than the rest of the field every race. It was a 1 and 2 pretty much every race. This is when McLaren was dominating. My team, dominating, right? Had the best 1-2 tandem arguably of all time. Let's fast forward to Schumi. From 2000 to 2005, Ferrari was untouchable. I mean, no one was close. So there's been multiple times, I could go on, throughout F1 history, we had a dominant driver, dominant team. The second point I noticed, and guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Well, it's all the car. Well, every great that I just named had a car they drove with that was great.
But if that's the case, the best car on the grid was 2018 Ferrari, hands down.
Yeah.
But why did he win? And
that's
further, you just brought exactly up the point I was trying to make as my second point. I sincerely hope the people that are getting on there, if you're genuinely bored and you're a Williams fan, Racing Point fan, Red Bull fan, you know what? I'm sorry. If you are a Ferrari fan, I will, in the most loving way possible that I can say it, I'm going to ask you to stop talking. Because your team was, like you said, completely annihilating the competition for 5-6 years in a row. Now you're mad when Mercedes is doing the exact same thing? Be quiet.
Well, here's the thing. The craziest part about this Mercedes car, guys, another fact. Fun fact. When Senna and Prost were racing with the MP4, it's rated as the greatest Formula One car ever created. Mercedes is not beating people with the greatest Formula 1 car ever created.
No.
Furthermore, to your point, guys, in 2018, Ferrari had the fastest car on the grid.
On the grid.
The year before that as well. Fastest. So you can't say it's all the car. At some point, you got to give credit to the driver. Name me one Formula 1 great. I can name the top 3 or 4. Senna, Schumi, Prost, Hamilton. What do they all have in common? They won with great cars, right? That's what you chase. All the guys on the grid are chasing a seat in the top 3 teams.
Yeah.
So that means, I was wondering, I'm like, do these people, how long have they been watching Formula 1? Well, because this is not the first stint of greatness over a period of time.
No, and when Hamilton and Bottas leave Mercedes, I'm sure another team will come up.
Yeah.
Am I going to sit here, because I'm a Mercedes fan. I've always been a Mercedes fan. Am I going to sit here salty and go, oh my God, it's so boring just because my team isn't winning? No.
I'm wondering if that's what it is. Is it that they're people's team?
Listen.
Because Vettel won 4 in a row.
Listen.
And it was, no one challenged.
I watch the sport because I love the sport.
Right.
I was watching it when my team wasn't even a team. They were supplying engines, but they weren't a team on the grid. I don't like Ferrari. I've said this over and over and over again. I don't like Ferrari. And yet I watched Schumi win and win. Now, Schumi is from my neck of the woods. So he was a national hero. I loved watching him win, even as conflicting as I was. Because I want him to win, but I don't like the team he's running for.
Exactly. Okay, that's fair enough.
But at the same token, even when he stopped winning right before Mercedes started winning, because Vettel did it with Red Bull.
And Schumi raced with Mercedes. Now, mind you,
he did.
When Hamilton first got there, along with Nico Hulkenberg, they weren't winning at first.
They weren't.
It took some time to, you know.
My point being, in the intermediate phase between Schumi leaving Ferrari, then Vettel came in and did Red Bull, and then, Red Bull became my second favorite team. Mercedes wasn't winning. I still enjoyed watching the sport, even though my team was not winning, even though it wasn't, me fully 100% behind it. I didn't get bored. I don't understand. Either you don't like the sport, because there are plenty of us out there that watch the sport, and even if our team doesn't win, you're a McLaren fan. Your team hasn't won in quite a while. And yet still, you and I can sit here and watch the sport. Are there some races where absolutely nothing happens? Yes, but we will still watch it and go, okay, look at that car, look at how that driver's reacting. We still enjoy it. Is it nail-biting? No, but we still enjoy it. So, my point being, either you find it boring because your team is not winning and you're just expressing it as in you're bored and you don't want to watch it anymore because you're just really pissed off that your team is getting wiped on the floor.
Right.
Or you really don't like the sport, because if you only enjoy the sport when your team is winning, then you don't really enjoy the sport. You just enjoy watching your team winning. There's nothing wrong against that, but just say that. Say, I'm tired of watching it because my team is not winning, Mercedes is winning. That's why I'm tired. And I'll respect that.
I will respect that. And I'm thinking some of these comments, I'm like, well, they probably don't like a lot of sports. Because Jordan did it with the Bulls. The Patriots do it in the NFL. Brazil did it in football. I'm trying to figure out, if you go to any point, and we could keep the Formula 1. Guys, at any point in time in F1, the one comment said it's getting boring. I said, so you probably thought it was boring in the late 80s, early 90s when my team
You thought it was boring
was
when
killing.
Schumi was winning.
When Schumi was winning, you thought it was boring. You thought it was boring when Red Bull run 4 in a row. At what point did you enjoy Formula 1? Because, and each one of these people I named had the best car on the grid.
Yeah.
I asked the guy, I said, at what point can you tell me Schumacher didn't have the best car on the grid? When that, and I told the guy again, the MP4 for McLaren is touted as the best car. And guys, you know, you don't have to just Google it. Go to different sources. It's the best car voted by engineers all over F1 is the best car in history in Formula 1. So guys, without further ado, now that we got off that soapbox and some of the fans complaining about boringness, and I'm not quite sure when they start watching Formula 1, I'm going to leave that alone. On pole, your team, babyface, Hamilton set the fastest lap, broke a record, then broke his own record again.
Yeah.
Hamilton, then Bottas.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch these two go at it.
Yeah.
I think Verstappen's going to get in there. Because it's one thing to qualify and you're qualifying, but race day is always, there's so many different factors that affect race day.
Yeah.
Silverstone always has safety cars. I'm guessing maybe 2?
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2. He's on 3. Leclerc somehow is pushing this Ferrari, guys. This kid is squeezing something out of that car that we don't know. Because he's running 4th, babyface.
He's doing well.
And Binotto has already came out, and Ferrari's admitted they're not looking to be competitive again till 2022.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think they had to go back and revisit some things. And, because, they were doing something with the engine, right? You guys know that. You guys saw that. So we'll see what happens. Lando running 5th. Stroll 6th. Lando is performing well. Sainz 7th. Danny Rick is in 8th. Babyface.
Yes.
I'm going to say this. Guys, I know Danny Rick's happy to be coming to McLaren.
Yes, I agree.
Ocon is running 9th. Vettel 10th. Vettel, I thought he'd get a little more out that car. I think Vettel just needs to change the scenery. I'm going to say it like that.
I mean, it's coming. I think the team has kind of just...
And I said that last season,
checked out from him. I think he's halfway checked out from the team.
Racing Point? It's the talks. I'm not sure. But the Renault engines for us are doing well so far this season. So I know it's not only the engine, it's our total package. Yeah. That's why we're outperforming Renault. It's our aero as well. So, I'm hoping for a good showing from my boys. Running 11th and 12th. Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon. He's making good moves. I like the way he drives the car. I'm excited. Hulkenberg has to start. Now, guys, we got to talk about it. Hulkenberg is back.
I was so geeked.
That was the other thing. If you don't want to watch the race, watch it solely for watching. You wanted to see Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
I watched all the practices and I was like, Hulkenberg is back. He gets a shot again.
Yes.
Perez has been diagnosed with COVID, and you guys know. I hope he's doing okay. He seems to be. They not said he has any fatal symptoms or anything life-threatening.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing, and I'm hoping he remains that way. I think he will. But Hulkenberg got a chance to in a better car.
Yes.
This Racing Point car is better than the Renault car to me. So everyone was like, even if I don't watch the race and my team's not doing well, at least I'm going to watch it. I think everybody's rooting for Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
I think everyone is, because that guy deserves a chance. He's one of the drivers people call very unlucky. Guys, you know that. Leave in the comments, what do you guys think about Hulkenberg coming back? How do you like it?
Yes.
Were you rooting for him?
I was so...
I'm not a Racing Point fan by any means.
No.
But I was rooting for him this day.
Yes.
We got to do it. He's starting from pit lane. I was worried about the car. I was happy. Guys, they couldn't get the car started.
Whatever
worst
mojo...
luck. I don't know what it is. He has the worst... I was so excited.
Whoever put a mojo on Hülkenberg, a pissed off ex-girlfriend, an angry mom somewhere, an engineer that really got mad, please break it. Please stop.
I think what it is, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think, for me, it's not mojo. He's coming into cars where I have yet to see him in a top car. Racing Point's a good car. They've had their woes in the past. This is just unfortunate for him. Now, he'll have another chance next week. But I'm happy to see him back. I want to see him do something next week. Because FIA said Perez has 10 days.
10 days to stay out, yeah.
So he's not going to be able to race the next race. He's going to miss all of Silverstone. Right. So Magnussen running 14th. They're that Haas. I know everybody keeps saying Alfa Romeo made the biggest step back, but I beg to differ. I said this before. I think Haas is, to me, is the biggest step backwards. Giovinazzi 15th, Raikkonen 16th. I was wondering about this next run. Grosjean 17th, Latifi 18th. Kvyat 19th, Danny Russell 20th. But that Haas.
George Russell? You said Danny Russell.
Oh, I'm sorry, George Russell. That's what I meant. Russell. I was thinking Danny Ricciardo. But yeah, I'm wondering what that Haas is going to do in the upcoming years, because it's an expensive sport. And like I said before, Gene Haas this is on him. So we'll see. Lap 1 guys started. Exciting start. Hamilton got away. Bottas got a good start. And right now they're just scrapping. Guys, it's lap 1. First thing I'm thinking about is, when's the safety car coming?
Yeah.
I'm sure you all were thinking the same thing. It's got to be a safety car coming soon. Let me know in the comments, what lap did you think the safety car was going to come? I thought about lap 11 or 12. That's what I thought. I said, probably have a good first couple clean laps. But not for long. Not for long. I will say, Hamilton's starting to build a lead, guys. He's starting to build a lead. Babyface or Mercedes are out there running phenomenally. Again, I'm not a hater. I'm not mad at them. All the preparation they've put in, all the hard work on both drivers' part. They're going out there driving the car. They're doing well. So they got off well. And right now, I'm just looking forward to an exciting race. And I was surprised also that the Ferrari is running 4th. I didn't think they had the pace. I was like, he'll probably get a good start, but he'll probably drop back. Fall back a little bit. So it was good to see him up there. It was good to see him up there. What are your thoughts on that, Babyface?
Agreed.
So it's kind of interesting. I'm looking down the list, and already a yellow flag. Already. And when I saw this K-Mag, lap 2, I was like, that's going to be a safety car because of where he's beached. That's going to be a safety car. He collides with Alex Albon. Now, guys, I'm going to ask you guys a question, because since the start of the season and last year, Albon has had some questionable... I'm not saying it's his fault, but what I'm saying is when incidents happen with him, you can't deny he's not the common denominator. You guys know that. If there's a collision, and I'm not saying it's all his fault, but looking at this,
it's like he's a Max Verstappen 2.0.
Max caught a lot of flack for what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't get that kid a rest, man. They called him crash stopping. And my fear is for Albon, if this continues to occur, he'll be labeled the same thing. Like, you crash a lot. Because people may say this wasn't his fault. But to me, that's arguable. But I believe later in the race, he got a 5-second penalty.
Yep, he did.
Yep, he got a 5-second penalty, and I believe it was for this incident. So, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? You guys have seen Alex Albon get into these incidents where there's collision involving his car. Happened with Lewis Hamilton the other week.
Somebody spins out.
Somebody spins out. Yeah, it's just...
There's always some touching. And I feel bad for him because, on one hand, I understand why he has to be aggressive.
Right.
He's in Red Bull. He replaced mid-season Gasly.
Because Gasly wasn't being aggressive. Yeah, he has to go for it.
If he doesn't deliver, then he's going to be screwed. At the same token, is Red Bull going to be patient enough to kind of nurse him into more maturity, like they did with Max? Right. Or are they going to go, no, even though it could be really hypocritical, right? But
I'm not sure if he'll get the same nursing. Max in the long term, they need somebody who's going to run. They need someone.
It's hard to give Max a second, though. Because Max...
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you get Vettel, he'll have a second. And I keep telling you that. I know guys won't want to see this. No one wants to see it.
They're not going to do that because, I mean, again, one, there's no space for him. Plus, you're trying to think long term as a team. Albon is the way to go. It's not Vettel anymore. It just isn't.
My thing is, I think Vettel has a good 3 or 4 seasons left in him.
He does, just not at Red Bull.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. I think Albon's he's a good driver. I'm not saying it's all his fault. But my fear for him is if things like this keeps happening, I don't know about you, Babyface. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm not sure if they're going to be so kind to him. I think they're going to start saying...
Horner brought in another engineer for Albon.
For Albon, yeah.
So
he did.
I'm hopeful
he did, that's a good point.
I'm hopeful that they're going to accelerate him and nurse him to come out of it, because the kid has potential. He's good.
Goodness, he's good. He's very good.
He's really good. He just really needs to find that balance. I just hope he finds it quickly, because I would love to keep seeing Albon in that seat.
Right. You know, that's a good point. I think a lot of people would love to see Albon.
But to that point, Gasly is doing great back at Toro Rossi.
Gasly should have never left Toro Rosso last year to go to their big team. I think they should have kept him there for this season, maybe next, then moved him up.
Yeah.
Because he's still trying to sort things out in his head. He's still maturing as a driver. He's not as aggressive as Albon and Max. He's just not. That's not his style. He's very calculated. He'll go for the sure thing before he takes the bigger chance and crashes. Yeah. At least that's how he raced in that big team car. Yeah. So if you know that's going to be his mentality on the big team.
But he's doing very well with that Toro Rosso. He did very well in this race.
Very well. Like the midfield, I'm looking at the midfield battle right now, because the Mercedes are out there running. Guys, look at the midfield. You have Stroll and Ocon battling. You have it. I mean, Hamilton's knocking down fastest laps at 130. But guys, look at the midfield battles. This is some good racing in the midfield.
Yep.
Even the back half of the midfield. You got guys going at it.
What happened to Racing Point? It's like...
No idea. I have no...
We were just raving about how well they're doing, and it was just...
Something went wrong with their engine setup for this race. Albon had a great pit stop, by the way, 2.4 seconds. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was worried. Then my thought was, Lance Stroll's running 8th.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, guys, I don't think he's the one that's going to get you what you need as far as points. I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Well, I don't know, because he did very well.
He did. But I would trust Perez and Hulkenberg to get it done.
I agree.
More than him. But he may prove me wrong. I might have to eat my words. But, for instance, I'm looking at the battle between 10 and 11. This is what I was watching all race. My guys midfield. Between Vettel and Gasly was like less than a second. And Vettel is now approaching Ocon. Guys, this is some great midfield battling going on.
It was.
So when I'm looking at the comments, I'm like, all these races you all are calling boring, did you not notice the midfield battles? Am I the only one watching this?
If you're just watching the top 3, then yeah, you'd be bored as hell, but watch the middle.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand it. It was confusing to me seeing some of those comments. I'm like, I wonder if some of these guys are trolling or they just want something to say. Some of the comments were confused. When I see confusing comments, guys, and the guy was like, one of the gentlemen said, that's just my opinion. I'm like, nah, I think you just wanted something to say, because I know you guys have seen this. I could say, Michael Jordan was like probably the 10th best player to ever play in the NBA. That's just my opinion. You're going to be like, okay, so when you try to validate what you just said by saying that's your opinion, now you look goofy. Because it's like, it's not, you just wanted something to say. But these midfield guys this is a good scrap in the midfield. It's good. Great scrap. Even with Stroll in there. I mean, he's going at it. He's literally right behind Norris, who is right behind Danny Rick, who is right behind Sainz. It's right there. I was loving it. I said, I need my McLaren boys to... Norris is running 7th. Sainz is running 5th. And I believe he started having issues. Leclerc's running 4th. Interesting part, and then there's another crash. This was bad. I was like, man, I hope he's all right. Daniel Kvyat. It's a safety car. He hit lap 13th. He hit pretty hard. So I was thinking, like, man, I hope he's okay. That was a hard collision. So he seems to be okay. That's the second safety car. I predicted 1 or 2. I was like, well, maybe we get all it out now. We're okay.
Yeah.
We're good to go. We should be fine. Everybody starts pitting. Guys, let me know your thoughts. I mean, everyone came in. Mostly everybody. And smart. Put on the hard to see if you can make it to the end. Why not? Or think about that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at how Kvyat kind of... Man, it's like he lost the back of the car. Yeah. And he's very, guys, he takes ownership of it. He's like, it's completely my fault. I mean, I'm sorry. He's very upset about it, and I get it, man. You don't want it to end like that. Not at Silverstone. Arguably the best circuit on the calendar for a lot of people. Man, I'd love to go see Silverstone one day, babyface. We gotta check that out, by the way.
We do.
Blog it, have some fun out there. Excited to see you guys out there, of course. And I'm looking at the pit stops, right? So Hamilton stopped. Stack Mercedes. Guys, Mercedes is stacked. 2.3 seconds for Hamilton, 2.9 seconds for Bottas. So that's all in the comments, guys. Something else I saw. Mercedes is preferring Hamilton over Bottas. So they stacked on the same lap, got the same tire. I was confused by that comment. I said, where's the preference? Now it's on Hamilton and Bottas to manage their tires effectively, right?
Yeah.
You get the same tire on the same lap. I didn't get the preference thing. When the guy said that in a comment, I said, I don't know if you didn't see the race.
You know what? I don't understand that. I'm a Mercedes fan, and we've discussed this briefly. I gravitate more towards Bottas than I do Hamilton. I love Hamilton. I love watching him go. I just prefer Bottas for some reason. It's just like you really like Romain Grosjean. I can't figure out why. But that being said, I don't see how Mercedes gives preference, quote unquote, to Hamilton. Because when Bottas is faster, we just had a race last season that we talked about this. Hamilton was chasing and he just couldn't quite reach it. Bottas had the fastest, he had the pace. They didn't do team orders, but all of a sudden
Hamilton went off. It was in Monza.
Yeah, it happened in 2 races last season where we literally saw, well, this is Bottas' race now. The entire strategy is now behind Bottas because they realized Bottas has the pace. He's doing better. Let him go. I mean, Bottas and Hamilton last season were fighting for the championship points. So if you're really going to go with the narrative that Hamilton is getting more preference, then how do you explain that Bottas, up until when we figured out by the points that Mercedes was definitely going to win the Constructors' Championship, we just didn't know if Hamilton or Bottas was going to win the drivers. It was going to be one of those two, but we didn't know which one. So if you're going to go with the preference narrative, how do you explain both of them in the last couple of races in the season fighting for the championship? Because if there's preference, then Bottas shouldn't have even been in the same stratosphere as far as points are concerned.
Right.
And no, they let him go.
Here's my thing. Here's what I told the guy, and I paused it right here because before I get to this next point, lap 19 to 52, I'm not sure if you guys are watching this, midfield battle. My guy, Lando Norris, passes Danny Rick. Great midfield battle. What I was going to say is, if there was preference, and I asked the guy this, he never got back with me. He never answered my question. If there were preference, why did they double stack and put on the same tire? It seems like the strategy was the same for both. At that point, again, same tire, same lap. Manage your hard tires to the end.
If you want to talk preference, then please go back to our videos where we covered the first 3 and 4 races of 2019. You want to see preference? Leclerc being told to slow down to let Vettel pass when Vettel was not going faster, and then Vettel himself having to say, "Oh, I thought I was faster, but you weren't."
Yeah, that's
if you want to talk preference,
that's preference.
Then explain that to me because I'm a Mercedes fan. I'm a Bottas fan. I don't see it.
Yeah, she prefers, and she's always liked Bottas.
Always did.
She's always liked Bottas. But yeah, I didn't understand that comment. I said, wait a minute, they got the same...
Appreciate your concern, but I disagree.
It's not even a concern. It's just, it's crazy. It's just, so again, guys, I'm looking at this stuff. I'm like, so Mercedes clearly is saying, we're going to get the 1 and 2. You two go have at it. If you catch them, great. If not, still finish 1 and 2. My thing with Mercedes and watching them this long, their whole thing is, we want 1 and 2 finishes, and we want the constructors. Whatever driver gets it, you get it. Doesn't matter. Henceforth, again, I can't nail it. I can't bring it home enough. Same tire, same lap. They double stacked. Don't see the preference. But, okay. So, I'm watching midfield battle at this point. Still excited about the midfield. Because now, you have Lando trying to pass his teammate. this is some exciting stuff. I'm like,
oh yeah, Lando actually got on the radio and was like, you need to tell Carlos to get a move on.
Carlos had vibration.
He did.
A little bit of issues. And this is a battle for 8th.
Because Danny Rick was breathing down Lando's neck.
Mind you, the time penalty, 5-second time penalty, guys, lap 19 and 52. 5-second time penalty for that.
For Albon, you mean?
Yeah, for Albon.
And he took it in the pit stop.
So again, I felt bad. I'm like, he's just going for it. And it happens. But, now I'm looking, lap 22 of 52. I'm looking, at Sainz chasing down Grosjean. Grosjean's still in the medium. Haas took a chance and said, we're going to keep you out there. You're running well in the medium. We're going to take a chance, keep you out there. You're running well. Grosjean is running 5th. And as you see, Sainz has a little bit of an issue because Grosjean moves under braking.
Yeah.
Just a little twitch. He didn't think he did it, but he's changing direction under braking. You're not supposed to do. You're supposed to keep the line. He changed direction.
Yeah.
And it's not good. So he's going to get a black and white flag for that. And as you can see, midfield battle. Guys, this is for literally 5th place. He passes Grosjean. It's a good battle. I'm like, maybe people just aren't watching the midfield.
Maybe.
Again, if you like the sport, you like the sport. I guess these same people don't like MotoGP because Marquez has been dominating. You all know that. If you watch MotoGP, Repsol Honda is better than Mercedes. They have like 9 in a row. I guess they don't like that either, but to each his own. So I'm looking. I'm like, look, let's see what else is going on in the midfield. This is what I start looking at. Because this, Verstappen is racing all by himself in 3rd place.
Yeah, he was out there.
He's bored. Now he's bored.
He is bored. He was reminding his team to drink water.
Stay hydrated. He's bored. Hamilton's putting down fastest lap times, guys. Now I'm looking some more midfield battle stuff. I'm looking. So from Sainz to Grosjean to Norris to Danny Rick to Stroll, they're all right there. You can't make this stuff up. They're all right there. Grosjean's coming back. He is coming back at Lando Norris for that 6th position. Because Lando passed him as well, not only Sainz. So he's coming back at him for the 6th position. And Danny Rick's right behind it, waiting to pounce. Stroll's right behind that. So this is all midfield stuff. I'm enjoying it. My team's there. I'm loving the battle. I'm like, look, this is some good stuff. I'm liking it. So then you look and you're like, oh wow. So Danny Rick is making a move. No, Ocon got in the mix. Goes to make a move on Lance Stroll. Another battle. Good battle. For the points. These guys are in the points. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. How about you, babyface?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you guys think? I mean, am I the only one that not only looks at the front, but I look at the rest of the field? Because I'm thinking some people only watch.
Are we the only ones that enjoy watching it? It doesn't really. I mean, it is important who wins, but are we the only ones that actually enjoy watching the race and watch the action at different parts of the track?
Right.
Are we the only ones? We cannot be the only ones. We need some support here. If you are someone that enjoys watching the race and it's not necessarily a preface like who actually wins,
right,
but you enjoy watching what happens leading like throughout the whole race, please let us know. We cannot be the only ones.
I told the guy in the comments as well, I said, so from 2000 2005, your TV must have been off when F1 came on. You didn't watch any F1. And the other gentleman liked my comment. I said, you didn't watch F1 because Ferrari was untouchable. Untouchable. You didn't watch F1. I'm looking, Hamilton's still setting fast lap times. And I'm now wondering, looking at Vettel in 11th place, tongue-tied. Lap 31 of 52, will Vettel get in the points? I start wondering, I said, will Vettel get in the points?
You know what I was thinking? I should probably get used to seeing his name in that in that rank.
I never thought I'd say that.
Because I had really gotten used to seeing him 1 through 5. I didn't expect to see his name ever down there.
Right. I didn't either. Albon's coming into the pits, the service penalty, guys. Lap 31 of 52. His race was pretty much was done. It was done, guys. You know that.
He came back. He did well coming back.
Yep. Grosjean was told about his He said, "Are you kidding me?" on the radio. He couldn't believe it. He said, "I left him a whole car's length." And they showed the view from his car because he ended up doing it again to Ricardo. It didn't look like he moved a ton, but when you watched it from the front view as they were the cars were approaching, you saw it. But again, more midfield battles. You could see it. I'm like, this is some good stuff, man. I'm like, some good racing. I don't know how you not enjoy this. Now I'm looking at the Williams of Latifi go past Raikkonen. Raikkonen, something was wrong with his car as well. So now Max is on the radio lap 34.52. He's telling people to remember to hydrate. He is literally, if you want to say someone's bored, he sees no one in front, really sees no one in the back. He's literally feeling like he's out there alone.
Yeah, he's out there on his own.
On his own. The mid, anything behind him, they're going at it. Guys are going at it. So let us know in the comments again. Do you guys enjoy watching not only the front, but from 4th place on down, maybe 5th place on down, the rest of the battles, the rest of the scrimmages, the scraps, should I say? Do you enjoy that? Because we do. We really enjoy it. So I'm looking at Danny Rick. Now this is when Danny Rick went for the pass on Grosjean. Now he didn't. Now Carlos Sainz said he's dangerous. Oh my gosh, that's dangerous. All Danny Rick said was a little sketchy. They didn't complain much. He said a little sketchy, but that's okay. Got past him. I'm looking at Vettel, 11th place. He is, Pierre Gasly's coming at him. Babyface. Guys, Pierre Gasly is coming at Vettel.
But do you
this
see
is the stuff I like to see.
But do you see how distorted at the same time that is a Toro Rossi coming for a Ferrari?
AlphaTauri. Now, AlphaTauri.
Apologies.
AlphaTauri. However you...
AlphaTauri.
Yeah, AlphaTauri, I think.
Tauri.
I might be saying it wrong, guys. Please forgive me. Let me...
That team coming for Ferrari.
Yeah. I just never thought I'd see it, but it's still a good scrap.
It is.
It's a good scrap. Esteban is now coming for Lance Stroll. Not coming for Lance Stroll. So, again, we just love the sport. I have my favorite team. She has her favorite team. We also love the sport. I just love watching it. Scraps all throughout the race. And when I see people say it was boring, it's like you're being totally disrespectful and discounting what the guys on the other teams do that have the midfield battles.
If you're so bored, then just turn it off.
Don't watch it. But what's funny is they watch it, then say it was boring. It cracks me up. The one person said, "Oh, it's been like this," but yet you keep watching the races. So you just want something to say. My point's proven. If it's that bad, I'm not gonna watch something I don't enjoy. So you just want something to say so you can be negative, or you're just a hater. I was like, we gotta address the hate. If you're a hater, you're a hater. Cool, I respect it. If you just say that, but. So guys, we're coming on the end of the race, right? Lap 49 of 52. A great battle for 12th. Giovinazzi, Russell, and Albon. The three of them are going at it. They're battling for 12th. I'm enjoying it. Babyface, again, I'm enjoying this scrap right here. I said, it's only for 12th, but the fact that they're scrapping for it, I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Maybe it's just me again, guys. Let me know. Did you guys like what you saw right here for 12th? So I'm enjoying it. Albon gets right past. Yes, he gets past Russell, which that Honda powers. The Honda is a good engine.
Honda's doing very, very well.
Yeah, we had it in McLaren back in the 80s, early 90s. We enjoyed it thoroughly. It was the best engine out, Honda. So they made a huge comeback.
Yeah, they did.
Because remember, McLaren had them for a while, and then we scrapped them because they were terrible for us.
Yeah, I remember being nervous when Red Bull was considering them, but you kept telling me that it was going to be good, and I'm glad.
Because the year before that, Toro Rosso ran them. Yeah. So if you look, 9th place, guys. There's a battle for 8th right now. Ocon and Lance Stroll. I've been looking forward to this battle. I'm like, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good. Now Albon makes another pass on Giovinazzi. So he's making his way through the field.
Yeah.
He's making up. He's trying to get back on the points, I think. He's really and I don't blame him, he's pushing. Bad day, but make the best of it.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him not give up and say, oh, whatever, so wash. So lap 46 of 52, guys. I'm like, okay. So far, so good for the midfield. Top 3 guys are out and running. You can say top 4. They're out and running. Top 4, they're gone. Right? So I'm like, okay, should be 1 and 2. No drama.
Yeah.
Still at this point, no drama. Now, 46 to 52. Verstappen has the fastest lap time.
Oh, Verstappen was coming.
He was coming. He was coming. So, they're saying at this point, lap 48 to 52, guys, Albon is going to catch Vettel in 2 laps. Kimi Räikkönen, I think he then has an issue.
Yeah, the front wing was dragging, and then it just broke off.
Lap 48 to 52.
I think the left piece to his wing.
Yeah, it flew off. Yeah, but there's no safety car.
No.
Because where the ring is, the wing, the part of the wing that came off, guys, it's off the track.
Off the track.
So they're able to continue with no problem, which is good. I'm like, please, no more safety cars. Like,
I know, but it was starting to look scary because
the first 20-something laps were safety cars.
But Hamilton and Bottas both started to make comments about their tires, and when you look at the tires, because they showed a shot of Bottas's tire, and I was like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so like you were saying, they start making comments about their tires because remember, lap 14, I believe, they both put on the hard, so they were gone for a while. I was wondering how they were going to manage. Side note to that, lap 49 or 52. You have Gasly and Stroll battling for 9th. There's some good stuff going on. I'm like, man, these people who are not watching this are missing some good scrapping in this midfield. I'm really liking it. And he gets past Stroll. And that's when I knew Stroll couldn't get it done. He couldn't get it done with that. Not with the car today. But Pierre is showing some good... And he's having fun with it, man. And when he passes him, he is having fun.
You can tell that he's really enjoying himself.
He's enjoying it. That's what you want. That's what you want. Then the unthinkable happens. Valtteri Bottas, lap 52. Tire wears down and it's a puncture.
The tire
I couldn't believe. I said, you got to be... So the first thought was, Hamilton's next.
Oh, yeah. And he was. You knew he was.
I said, and look at Max. Max is like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So all the Red Bull fans, let me know in the comments, did you get happy? Because I would have got happy. If that was McLaren in that position, I'd be like, go get him. And I ain't sorry that you got the puncher. That's part of racing, too bad. Go get him. Hey, I'm ruthless in that regard. Hey, part of driving. So, lap 50 of 52, Bottas is just tumbling.
Oh, that tire.
Him and Hamilton got the tires on at the same time. Hamilton just did a better job managing.
But notice, it's not like Bottas' tire disintegrated lap 40 and Hamilton's lap 58. It wasn't that far off.
It wasn't. It just...
Because Hamilton's tire went soon
lap 52, it was gone, and he's nursing it. And I thought... And then guess who else got a puncture? Guess who else got a puncture? Carlos Sainz.
Oh, yeah, Carlos
Sainz. The punchers start coming. These guys will put on these hards trying to get to the end. The punctures started coming. So I think it was a softer, hard compound tire. The punctures started to come. And he had to get off, man. Lap 52, I couldn't believe it. He was running so well. Yeah. Carlos Sainz was running so well. I was sick. I was like, no. Then to watch Lewis limp across the line on 3 wheels. One guy was like, oh, that was luck. You go out there and try that.
Yeah, whatever. You know, Verstappen could have won this, but they pulled him in to give him fresh tires because they were like, oh, we don't know. But frankly,
they were going for fastest lap to get the point.
But man, had they kept him out there, he would have been able to...
Who thought, and I want to hear the lies in this. I want to hear a lie. Who thought both Mercedes in the last couple laps would get 2 punchers?
Nobody did.
I'm not believe. If you tell me that, I won't believe you. No. And if you say that's just my opinion, I'm gonna say, here we go, trying to validate some lie with that's your opinion. Because I didn't see it. So to watch Hamilton nurse his car, I was like, man, that's pretty beast for him to do that. I felt so bad for Carlos Sainz, though, babyface. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But Norris got fed.
Norris
Norris is having the year right now. 4th in the constructors in the drivers championship, constructors overall.
Yeah.
McLaren's 3rd. So guys, great race. Hamilton 1, Verstappen 2, Leclerc 3. Guys, he's taking his car and getting it on the podium somehow. The guy is making it work.
He's trying.
Danny Rick, 4th. Shout out to Danny Rick, guys. Again, Norris 5th. From there, you have Alcon, Gasly. So both Renaults did well.
They did. Quiet as it's kept.
Albon made it up to 8th, guys. Got in the points. Shout out to him. Driver of the day consideration.
Yeah.
Vettel, 10th. Stroll, 9th. Bottas, 11th. Giovinazzi goes down from there. So, guys, again, we enjoyed the race. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed it. Formula for Speed, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Babyface, any closing remarks?
Drop us comments. If you see us commenting on something, let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think, guys. I liked it. So, again, guys, we'll see you for the next week. So next week, they're back in Silverstone. So, hey, guys, we'll see you then.